Welcome back everyone to another episode of The Power of Color, where we bring to you our favorite fictional, anime, or cartoon characters of color, break them down, and deliver them in bite-sized chunks. Today we are talking about the one and only Marik Ishtar from the series Yugioh. Now before we push on any further, I need to acknowledge the elephant in the room. My dude, Marik Ishtar, otherwise known as Malik or Malik, because he is a brother. And speaking of brother, his adopted brother, who went by the name Odeon in the American Yu-Gi-Oh cartoon, well, in the manga, in the Japanese version, my man's real name is Rashid. Alright, a few things about Marik that you need to understand. Marik grew up in a family who basically were the guardians of the pharaoh. What he guarded? Not exactly sure, but basically it was safekeepings for the pharaoh, and they were waiting for the day of his return. Also, his father carried the Millennium Rod, which was passed down throughout their family for generations. Now, as I mentioned, Marik had an adopted brother named Odeon, or Rashid. One day, they got in trouble. Marik's father wasn't putting up with it anymore and almost killed him, and that activated Marik's trap card. Yami Marik was born, took the Millennium Rod from his father, and also killed him thereafter. Throughout this arc, we see that Marik is very sadistic, as his decks pretty much focus on torturing his opponents. Other things you need to know about Marik: the Millennium Rod that he wields is also able to mind control his victims, basically turning them into his puppets. For those of you who watched the Japanese versions or read the manga, you would know that the Millennium Rod is also packing a little something extra: a blade. We find out that Marik has a complex backstory, personality, and I think just an overall interesting arc. I suggest going back watching the Yu-Gi-Oh! Battle City Tournament arc and finding out more about Marik Ishtar. So that's all I have to say about Marik. Like I said, go back and check out Yu-Gi-Oh! For that interesting story arc. Join us back tomorrow as we feature another character of color in our series, The Power of Color. But for now, peace.